Hi, what I'd like to do now is to work through a very specific example of a provision which will be recognised in accordance with IAS 37, AASB 137. The type of provision I'm talking about here is a provision for product warranty costs, and I've chosen one which has been in the media a lot over recent years. It's Toyota, and they've had a recall on their Takata airbags, and they're installed, amongst other things, on Toyota Corollas manufactured between 2000 and 2012. That related to 1 million cars sold in Australia. 700,000 of those are still on the road, and it's expected that of those 700,000, 500,000 owners will come in over the next 4 years to have the airbags replaced. The replacement cost of the airbags is $100. The installation cost is $75. And Takata could provide replacement airbags if it survives, and that would potentially reduce the requirement for the provision. So if Takata doesn't survive, then Toyota will be responsible for 500,000 cars at $175 each, so that's $87.5 million in terms of a warranty, expected warranty costs. And if Takata does survive and Toyota has to pay the $75, then the total cash payments will only be $37.5 million. Now, I think we all know that Takata failed, so obviously because the recoupment, the reimbursement, is not virtually certain, therefore Toyota would have to recognise warranty payments of $87.5 million. So how does the accounting work for this? Well, the first issue is that what Toyota would have to recognise is the best estimate of the obligation that they face. Now, we could say that that is 500,000 cars. That's the number of cars they expect to have to replace the airbags in. $175 per car, $87.5 million in total, and spread over 4 years. And let's just assume that it's spread evenly. So what we could say is that corresponds to payments of $21,875 million per year for 4 years. And if we discount that at 10%, that would say that we have the present value of the expected cash flows to be $69,341. So at inception, we'd have to recognise a product liability expense and a provision for product liability of $69,341. Now, one of the requirements of the standard is that we have to constantly review the provision, and what we can see is that during the first year, Toyota undertook rectification of 150,000 cars, which was more than expected, and it cost $175 each. It was also discovered that more cars are on road and require rectification, and we now expect 400,000 cars over the next 3 years, and we expect the rectification costs to increase to $180 per car. So once again, we have to work out our best estimate, and our best estimate is now $72 million over 3 years, and so we could calculate what the best estimate of that series of cash flows is. So obviously now it's only over the years 2, 3 and 4, $24 million a year, and the net present value of those cash flows is $59,684,000. So in terms of how we'd recognise at the end of year 1, we'd say that we have to recognise the cars that we repaired, so we paid cash of $26.25 million, and that reduced our product liability. We'd have to recognise the interest expense, which is the 10% times the opening product liability provision. So we recognise the interest expense, and so what we're effectively saying there is that if we'd done nothing, our liability would have gone up by that amount simply due to the impact of discounting. And finally, we have to adjust our provision for product liability up to the new value, which is $59,684. That's an increase of $9,659. So what you can see there is that our provision started off at $69,341. It reduced by $26,250 for the products that we rectified. It increased because of the interest cost, the unwinding of the discounting. So that gave us a revised balance of $50,025. And to increase this to the new required balance of $59,684, we had to recognise an extra product liability expense of $9,659. Thank you.